But what I just read to you was Muslim cheerleaders' way of saying to me that if the translation was false, he laid out a criteria. He said that if the translation was not authentic, that, let's read it again. He said, nope, the Bible still exists. And this guy who wrote the Bible while he was a Christian, and if he didn't write the Bible, stupid. He made a false translation. This guy is stupid. He said, nope, the Bible still exists. And this guy wrote the Bible while he was a Christian. And if he became Christian again, he should have, or someone should have gotten rid of it. So basically he's saying that because this Bible still exists and because no Christians got rid of it, or no one got rid of it, that means that the translation is legit. Now, we're not putting words in his mouth. This is the criteria that Muslim Warrior laid out for us. Now, let me read to you the comment that I left for him. This is what I said to him. I said, now watch how your words just backfired on you. So according to this Abdul, and I'm referring to him, everybody. So according to this Abdul, everybody, and I'm reading to you, my audience, my subscribers. Now watch how because I already knew I was going to make this video because he gave me some very, very, very good evidence that he can't go back on because he already put it out there. Now watch how your words just backfired on you. So according to this Abdul, everybody, some Christian wrote a fake translation, and since it is false, Christians should have destroyed it. But Abdul, Christians don't print this translation and sell it. And according to what you just said, all of you Muslims like yourself should destroy the Da'if hadiths of Muhammad since you yourself reject them. So for now on, I will start using Da'if hadiths. And when you reject it, I want you to explain to me, why haven't you Muslims destroyed them yet? And why do you Muslims keep publishing these weak hadiths if they are false? So based on your criteria, the weak hadiths are good because you Muslims haven't destroyed them yet, and you are still selling them and therefore profiting off of lies, which means you Muslims are selling lies and making money off of lies that were placed on your prophet. So Abdul, you have just condemned Islam because you Muslims are selling lies and are making money off of the name of your prophet, making him into a liar and profiting off of it. So when I use a Da'if hadith, I don't want to hear you say anything. You just shot yourself in the foot.
My idiot, false potato, the false prophet, the false potato man. Listen to me. I didn't lay down the criteria of accepting the Bible, the fake translations. In fact, it was you who laid down this criteria because you yourself admitted in a video, this is the video, guys. It's called "This Hadith Destroys Islam. Allah Needs to Wait." Right? He says Allah needs to wait on Muslims' permission before he can send dreams. And in this video, guys, he briefly explains that it is permissible to use weak hadiths, and that if it wasn't permissible, then Muslims should have destroyed it. So he first set out the criteria that, you can use weak hadiths since Muslims did not destroy them or get rid of them. But then he goes on in this video, which you just saw right now. It's called "Muslim Cheerleader Shoots Himself in the Foot. He admits Muslims can no longer reject weak hadiths." Now this video was made, this video was made 1 week ago, the one that we just watched right now. I'm going to show you the video where he admits himself, which is 1 month ago, which is older than this video. So in this video, he clearly mentions that Muslims should use weak hadiths since they did not destroy it. So then when he laid down this criteria, I then said to him, okay, according to you, since according to your own thinking, your own logic, that if something is weak, it should be gotten rid of. So now I will use the same logic you applied and apply it against you, against your Bible, right? Since this means that if this Bible, the one Nathaniel Sabat, the one that has nikah in it, that this Bible is still here, it still existed, and no one destroyed it. So this proves that this Bible is still authentic to use, right? And the idiot said no. What was he going to say? Let's watch the video.
Just as a side note, even Da'if hadiths are accepted. They pass the grade. But for the sake of the Abduls, like the one that we have exposed on this channel, little Takia boy, he goes by the name of Muslim Warrior, other Muslims like him. I try to stay away from using Da'if hadiths, even though I could if I wanted to, because Da'if is still good. It passed the grade. Okay? And if they were no good Da'if hadiths, then why do the Muslims keep it? If it's a lie, why don't they just burn them like Uthman ordered?
So as you guys can clearly see, the idiot clearly refuted himself. He said, and this is his own logic, he was using this logic the whole time, and as you can see through my videos and through his videos, he always uses weak hadiths, and we've proved him wrong many times, and he still uses weak hadiths against us, and he still says, oh, you didn't burn them and you didn't do that. Okay, so why is this Bible still there existing? Why didn't the Christian scholars at the time of Nathaniel took hold of this Bible and burned it, right? If it's no good. Apocryphal accounts, for example, Gospel of Barnabas, for example. Gospel of Barnabas says that Jesus was not killed, right? So these still exist. Now I'm not gonna go through that, but I'm gonna go through something that really existed. Okay, so let's check it out. Now, as you guys heard in the beginning of the video when the false potato was reading his own comment, the idiot did not understand that when he's claiming that we should burn weak hadiths, why do we find contradictions in the King James Version? Now I'm talking about one version, one Bible version, the King James Version, in two different chapters in the King James Version in the same book has contradictions in it. Why don't the Christians get rid of that book? If there's many and it's not only one contradiction, there's many contradictions in it. Why don't they burn the translation? And these Bibles are being sold to people, and many Christians don't know Hebrew, don't know Greek, and they're reading the Bible in English, and the Christians are deceiving them. According to false potatoes mindset and logic, they are deceiving them by using contradictions and selling lies, selling contradictions, conning people, right? They are conning people. What do you say to a person who cons someone, who deceives someone, or a person who lies to you by saying, oh look, take this from me, buy this clothing from me, right? For example, it doesn't rip easily, right? It's very good fabric, and in reality when you buy this, you notice that there's no good fabric, the clothing rips easily, etc, etc, right? So now let's see, according to this idiot's logic, the false potatoes, he's saying in 2 Kings chapter 8 verse 26 in the King James Version, Okay, the authentic one, the one the false potato loves to use, so he cannot deny. It says 22 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri, king of Israel. 22 years old he was. Isaiah was 22 years old, right? Now, if you go to the second chapter in the same book, the King James Version, we go to a different chapter. It's called 2 Chronicles chapter 22 verse 2 in the same version, same translation, King James Version. It says, 42 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Athaliah, daughter of Omri. Same sentence, same mother, same Ahaziah, same reigning, same 1 year reigning in Jerusalem. But it says he began to reign at the age of 42. Here it says he began to reign in 22 years old. Here it says 42 years old. So this King James Bible is found on the internet, is found in stores. You can buy it in stores. The contradiction is still found in the same Bible. And many Muslims use the same Bible to debate Christians and show them from the same King James Version that there is a contradiction in the Bible. Why don't the Christians get rid of the grave dangers that are in the King James Version when they say that is most authentic, for example? They don't do that, right? They don't do that. And this proves that it's a clear contradiction. They see the clear contradiction, but they do not get rid of this book. They still sell these copies, still sell this book. So what do you call that? Now I didn't claim anything. I'm going with the logic of this idiot, the false potato. The idiot false potato claimed this claim. He said that if weak hadiths aren't acceptable, why are they still found in books? Now I can say why. Because many scholars still use these books to prove others wrong. So since others who use, they study the isnad, the scholars study when they use the weak hadith, they read the isnad and they use it as proof when debating. They say, look, the isnad, the transmission has a weak narrator in it. When a person tries to lie to them and say, oh look, we're using a weak hadith, so they go and say, no, this is not true. You are using a narration from this and this. And for example, they study the weak narrators. And how are we able to know the weak narrators? From the weak isnads and the weak hadiths, right? From the weak isnads. So they study the narrations to compare the narrations of the weak narrators in the weak hadiths with the narrators in the sahih hadiths, to see if they're not found in the sahih ones, right? And this is why they still sell it. And you can find many people, so for this reason, the false potato, according to his claim, that the King James Bible or translation should be demolished. You should get rid of it because there's a contradiction and there's a mistake in 2 chapters. One says 22 years old Isaiah was when he began to reign, and another one says 42 years old was Isaiah when he began to reign. And the last sentence, all the way to the Athaliah, the daughter of Omri, is the same exact. Except the date of reigning is different. The age of Isaiah when he began to reign is different. One says 22 and another says 42. So you can clearly see the clear contradiction in this. And the false potato just exposed himself because he's an idiot, I know.
تجد شخصا سافلا من البشر، سافل تارك صلاة لا علاقة له مع دين، إلا أنه قد يتلفظ بكلمة لا، يقول لك والله بتاع الديكون دير أكبر ضلالية، طبا لك ولأمثاله. والديكون دي عبارة عن وساخة، طبا لك يا شاب ماشي يا سعلوك، أنت فاهم؟ والناس ديل